The secret to making a lot of money in the stock market is to recognize undervalued assets before everyone else does, and then to invest in them as the rest of the market recognizes they're undervalued and their price goes up. Well, what creates the stimulus to increase a price in a given stock or an area? And that is change. Something has to happen to make that change occur. And I think there is a tremendous opportunity, much as there was in the last 2 years in electric vehicles. I think there's a tremendous opportunity coming your way in 3D printing. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about some stocks that I've identified that I think are going to grow exponentially over the next 3 to 5 years, and I want to explain to you what the change was that is going to make this happen. So stay with me while I'm gone, getting my notes together. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, helps the algorithm, builds the channel, and builds our organization, our tribe. And that is Best of Us Investors. And I'll talk about that when I get back.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Grinkmeyer.
Okay, if you've watched my channel for a while, I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I'm a retired financial advisor. And I have taken my portfolio, which is right now just shy of $1 million, that I'm trading on YouTube, and I'm trying to help people come to an understanding of how to actually trade in the stock market. And I believe it's by recognizing what's going to happen in the future and where the growth opportunities are. I believe the biggest event in your lifetime was the coronavirus. I would say if in past generations, it would be comparable to World War II, where the economy of the world was just turned totally upside down, attention had to go elsewhere, and change occurred. And the change that occurred relative to World War II was the United States became not only the bread basket, but the manufacturing basket of the world. Over the past 30 years, that has changed. And that stimulated the growth of China. Well, another change happened, and that is the pandemic. So what is the ramifications of that change, and in particular to 3D printing? Well, we have become aware, brutally aware, that our supply chain is broken. And what I mean by that is we require things to move through our day. And those things are goods and services that are produced, and particularly the goods, rather than the services, have started to be or have become produced elsewhere, mainly in China, substantially also in Vietnam. Some things are even moving to Africa, countries where labor was cheap. Well, we experienced as a result of the coronavirus that we didn't have many of the things that we needed to move through our life. And I want to focus on something that is, we all know about the PPE and the respirators and things of that nature. But do you remember that the car industry shut down? And it wasn't that they were afraid of their workers getting the virus as much as it was they didn't have the parts. They didn't have the parts that they needed to make the automobiles. And that swept through the whole manufacturing world. And as a result, we have seen a recognition that we have to rebuild the supply chains. That is, bring manufacturing back to the United States. Technology, though, has changed the atmosphere of manufacturing. It's no longer the car industry of Detroit, the steel industry of Pittsburgh, the steel industry here of Birmingham. It's now that rather than creating a block of steel and tooling it down and making a part and employing someone to do that, it can now be done with 3D printing. And you don't have to pay that 3D printer health care, you don't have to give him a retirement program, and you don't have to have them work 8 hours a day. No, that 3D printer will you just turn it on and it'll work 24 hours a day. It doesn't complain, just needs a little bit of maintenance. And it creates the part not by taking something whole and taking away from it by cutting it, grinding it, tooling it. No, it takes something non-existent and builds it. It actually takes pieces of steel, pieces of sand, pieces of whatever, and puts them into a printing format and raises it up and puts adhesive into it as it creates the part. So let's say you need 200 of these parts, and it takes roughly an hour for a human being to make that part. Well, he works 8 hours a day. You pay him a wage. You have to have so many human beings working to get your 200 parts out a day. When you take that task and turn it into a printer, that printer works 24 hours a day. It'll work faster than the grinding and the tooling. So you reduce your costs tremendously. I have done the research on 3D printing, and let's see, it was on January the 4th, I bought 4 of them. The first one was DDD, 3D Systems. I paid $10.49 for it. It's now worth $30.97, up 195%. Is it going to stop there? It's now a $30 stock? No, this will become a $300 stock. So I'm saying to you, if you didn't buy it when I bought it on January the 4th, it's still a good buy. The second one was Desktop Metals, kind of a strange name for a 3D printing company. I bought it for $16.71. It's now $23.25, so it's up 39%. In none of these did I put a lot of money, usually somewhere between $3,000 and $4,000. What I will do, though, as I see that they continue to go up, I'll add to my holdings. The next one was X1. It's a powder printer. Bought it for $9.67 a share. It's up 21.09, so it's up 118%. Again, not a whole lot of money in it, only about just shy of $5,000. And then Nano Dimensions, again a 3D printer, $8.83, current price $12.06. I'm sharing this with you because I don't think there is the glamour around 3D printing that comes with electric vehicles, even the glamour that comes with biotech. I think this is an overlooked opportunity. And I think it's an opportunity that will just continue to grow. You have to realize that there are companies that are now, rather than building big, huge manufacturing facilities, are building butler buildings. And they're maybe a tenth the size of a factory. And they're putting these machines the size of this desk here and a bit taller in, and just turning them on. That, I mean, it's a lot more technical. They have computers and not algorithm, but they have to design the part. They have to structure that. That takes one person, and it will take a factory that was probably 500 people and bring it down to 50. Now, yeah, well, that isn't good, Carrie. We're employing fewer people. Yeah, maybe, but they're now going to be employed in the United States rather than in China, and they're going to be high-paying jobs. They're going to be jobs that people are going to have to be educated to fulfill. Those machines have to be maintained. So 500 employees in China, 50 employees in the United States. Which do you want? Which do you want to own a part of? So my advice to you is take a look at 3D Systems, Desktop Metals, X1, and Nano Dimensions. If you're a follower of Kathy Woods and ARC, you're going to find these in her portfolios. Some of them maybe not, because she probably doesn't buy, although I know she has X1, and she may have Nano Dimensions as well. But this is an opportunity. This is where you need to go. When you think of what you want to invest in, think change. Is Neo going to give you another 220x return? Is it going to go as it went from $2.50 to $50 in the past year? Is it going to do that again? That kind of growth? No, probably not. You need to be looking in 3D printing. And then we're going to talk some more about robotics. There are some opportunities there that I don't think many people have picked up on. And that's where some opportunities lie. So take a look at these. If you want to see videos more like this that give you some insight into the future, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. And then if you want to join our community, we call it a tribe. It's Best of Us Investors. We have a Discord. We currently have, I think, maybe 14,000 people there, and we exchange ideas like this. I know as a result of this video that I'm going to go to my Discord, and people are going to tell me, Kerry, here's another 3D printer you need to look at. Here's another company in 3D printing that you need to dig into and see if there's an opportunity. And it's only a 77-cent stock. I know that's going to happen. Would I find it on my own? Probably not. But I've got 15,000 people at the Discord looking. And at the Discord, you'll see this and the rest of my stocks in my portfolio. You'll be notified if you're part of the premium channel every morning of what I buy and what I sell. I just bought some more Edit this morning because it's raising some money for financing. You'll be notified immediately. You'll see my portfolio and you'll know what I'm doing. So, if that sounds good to you, if you want to get on our tribe and follow our direction of 3 goals. 1, make good financial decisions based on change, based on the future. 2, keep more of what you make. And that is understanding how to hold those investments relative to our tax code. There are some ways that you can avoid taxes. And 3, have a goal. Have a goal that you focus on. And that goal is, within our tribe, to gather $24 million of assets that we don't need so that we can pass them on to our heirs. We're all here for a reason. And part of that reason is to make a better world for those people who follow us, in particular, our family. Leave your family $24 million so they can have a better life than you, so they can explore into new horizons that maybe you never even dreamed of. Maybe they can be some of the population who moves to Mars. I don't know. But let's make it possible.